The global financial crisis changed the entire landscape of yachting. I remember being at the Cannes Boat Show back in 2008. Now that was round about the time that Lehman Brothers fell, and many yacht brokers were saying that they just wouldn't be affected, that clients wealthy enough to buy a large yacht wouldn't be adversely touched by a financial recession. I was one of those brokers. We got it very wrong. The fact was that in the months and the years that followed, entire shipyards went into liquidation. Whole brands disappeared from view, never to come back again. The good news is that now that we're seeing some economic recovery, new brands and new shipyards are emerging, and that makes it a very exciting time to be in the yachting industry. Now, I went to visit one such new brand just a couple of weeks ago. They're called Logica, and the first yacht that they produced is 147 foot in length. Now, the yacht was built with a steel hull and an aluminium superstructure. As I mentioned before, she's 147 foot long. What I didn't mention, though, is that she has a range that is truly transatlantic, 4,600 nautical miles. The designer of the yacht is Luca Brenta of Studio Brenta, and in my opinion, he's done a great job of giving a very distinctive look to Logica. I've seen her out there on the water many times. There's no way you can mistake Logica for any other vessel. She has a look all of her own. Now, that's a bit of an overview of the yacht itself. Let's have a look at some details that make her particularly interesting. First of all, on the bow, she has this beautiful swimming pool. That's a great area to put the pool, actually, because if you're in the habit of mooring the yacht stern to, as is usually the case in the Med, it's a very private area to keep the pool. The pool itself is 5.5 meters long. It has a downstream swimming system and can be used with fresh or salt water. Keeping on the outside of the yacht, something that's very distinctive is the size of the windows. The designer has really made a feature of the fact that there are these huge windows all around the vessel. And inside, the effect of that is quite spectacular. Just look at this photograph of the main salon. Now, this area is already pretty big in itself, but with so much light flooding in, it's absolutely sensational. The interior design of the yacht is an accomplishment too. You know, it's not easy to build a yacht that you want to sell when it comes to choosing the interior decor. The choice that you make can make or break the sale. You need to be luxurious, you need to be comfortable, but at the same time, you just can't afford to adopt a style that's going to alienate potential clients. Now, I think that Logica have absolutely nailed it with their interiors. When I visited the shipyard a little while ago, I met a small group of really focused professionals with great experience in the yachting market. Now, that makes me think that Logica is a brand well worth looking at in the future. And if you do enjoy keeping your eye on the ball of yachting, so to speak, there's really no better way of doing it than subscribing to my channel. I've made that very easy for you. You can just click on the link below. So before you go off looking at some other video on YouTube, do click on that link. I've also recently written an article that will be published in Super Yacht Times. So if you enjoy reading about yachts, then click on the link above and you can read through my Yachts for Sale blog.